Is there anything else I'm missing with that? And I'll be back with Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Nikki, and today's video is going to be a recipe video. I'm going to be sharing with you guys 3 Hearts of Palm recipes. So if you guys don't know, I track with Weight Watchers, and Hearts of Palm is a 0-point food on Weight Watchers, so that is why we like to use it. It's filling. We really like the flavor of it. It's very similar to artichoke and kind of asparagus, I would say, but it comes in a few different forms. So I'm going to be sharing 3 different recipes in this video. If you enjoy this, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. And let's get started with what I'm making today. So I'm going to be making Hearts of Palm fried rice using the riced Hearts of Palm from Trader Joe's. So I have 2 boxes that I'm going to be using for the recipe. The entire box is 0 points on Weight Watchers. It's just Hearts of Palm, that's the only ingredient. It's 60 calories for the entire thing. It's got 12 carbs and 3 grams of sugar, 5 grams of fiber, and 3 grams of protein. So I'm going to be making the Hearts of Palm fried rice pretty similar to the way I make it using the cauliflower rice, but usually I add jasmine rice with that, and I'm not going to do that today. But this is how the Hearts of Palm rice comes. It's in these packages like this. And I just open them and strain out some of the liquid, so I'm gonna do that quickly. But in a separate pan, I'm gonna go ahead and cook up the meat that I'm using. So I'm gonna add meat today because we're actually making a meal out of this. So this would actually be 0 points for the recipe, except for the oil that I use, if you didn't add the meat. So you don't have to add the meat, but I'm gonna be adding it because it's gonna make this more filling and add a good amount of protein because it's a meal for us. So I'm gonna be using 93% lean ground turkey. This is just the Jennie-O brand. I got a 2-pound package from Sam's Club. I'm just gonna be using a pound for this recipe, but I'm gonna cook it all and then save the leftover meat for a different meal. So I'm gonna cook the 2 pounds of meat, and I'm just gonna use some of this Kinder's Japanese barbecue sauce. Then I'm also going to use a little bit of minced garlic and then some soy sauce. So that's how I'm gonna cook the meat up. And like I said, I'm gonna do that separately from the rice because I'm just gonna add in a pound once it's done being cooked and then save the other half. So I'm gonna start cooking the meat. Then in the other pan that I have, I'm gonna go ahead and start cooking the veggies. So I'm just using a bag from Great Value. This is just mixed vegetables. So it is corn, peas, green beans, and carrots. And I'm just gonna use the entire bag. It's probably gonna be kind of veggie overload with this meal, but I think it'll still be really good. We're also gonna make some wontons with it on the side, so I think adding those with it will add a little bit more to it, but I think it'll still be really good with that amount of veggies. And actually, before I cook those veggies, I'm gonna cook a little bit of this onion. I just have like 1/4 of an onion left, so I'm gonna dice that up, cook it in the skillet with some nonstick spray. Then I'm gonna add the veggies. And once that's cooked for a little bit and it's no longer frozen, I'm gonna add in the rice. Then I'm also going to cook some eggs. So I usually just cook them in the same pan that the rice is in. I'm gonna scramble them up and mix those in with the fried rice because we love to have scrambled egg with our fried rice, and it's 0 points. Then once that's pretty much done, I add a sauce. So I'm just gonna make a sauce using some toasted sesame oil. I love this stuff. It adds such good flavor to recipes. So I use a tablespoon of this. I'm gonna use some soy sauce and then some rice wine vinegar. And then once that's done, I'm just gonna add the pound of meat into the rice and mix it up, and then that'll make us 4 servings. So I'm gonna go make that right now. I'm gonna start with the meat. Okay, so the hearts of palm fried rice is done. I went ahead and just mixed the ground turkey in it, and then I also divided it evenly into 4 portions, so we've got leftovers, which I'm super excited about.
Yes.
It looks like 4 eggs, which was a good amount of eggs, and you're just ready to try it?
I'm just embracing it.
I just can't believe how much the rice actually looks like fried rice with the hearts of palm,
right?
Which, of course, we know it doesn't taste the same. It definitely has a different flavor, like I mentioned, kind of like artichokes or asparagus. But let's just go ahead and try it out. I really want to try it.
Yep.
So, cheers.
Cheers.
That's really good.
I was gonna say, I think because it tastes like kind of like a vegetable, it fits perfectly.
I don't taste the like artichoke flavor. Like it doesn't taste like hearts of palm like normal.
No.
Like the noodles with the pasta sauce, you really taste it, but that's really good. That turned out really good. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So this entire dish is 6 points on Weight Watchers. If you don't use the turkey, it would be like a 1 point serving just because of the oil. So 1 point. Or if we did 99% lean, that's what you're, yeah. 99% lean would also be really good, or even like seafood. Or like shrimp fried rice would be really good. So we're gonna have to try that out. Yeah, that would be good. So that is recipe number 1. I will be back with the next one. Okay, so I am back with hearts of palm recipe number 2. This is one that's actually in my cookbook. It is one that I make all the time. It's one that Adam always asks me to make. It's definitely one of the meals that he requests the most. It's just one of his favorites. So I'm gonna show you guys how I make hearts of palm pasta using chicken sausage. This is the hearts of palm pasta that I use. It's from Trader Joe's, and it is just their linguine shaped pasta. So it's 60 calories for the entire container. It's got 13 carbs, 5 grams of fiber, 3 grams of sugar, and 3 grams of protein, and the entire box is 0 points on Weight Watchers. So when I make this recipe, we each get our own box, and actually this is one recipe that I usually just make separate for each of us. So I just make one of ours in a pot, put it in the bowl, and then I make the next one right after, because it's really so simple to throw together, and then I don't have to worry about dividing it evenly. I just have one portion made, and then I can make the next. So I'm actually going to be making one for Adam. He's at his softball game right now, so I'm going to make it for him now to put in the fridge, and then he can heat it up when he gets home. But I'm going to go ahead and eat mine now. I'm going to be making both of them, but like I said, I'll just be doing it in 2 rounds. So what I do is I use a packet of these noodles. So let me show you how they look. And they're not actually noodles. They're noodle-shaped hearts of palm. So you can see this is what the bag looks like, and it's got some liquid in there. Usually I just try to strain that out as best as I can, but it doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm just gonna cut this bag and squeeze it over the sink. And then I'm just gonna pop it in a pot. So I'm just using like a regular saucepan like this. I don't spray it with anything because it's fine with this and then everything else that I add in. But today I don't have any veggie mix made at the moment, but I do have some grilled zucchini that I need to use up. This is what I got from Duck a Diet. It's just already prepped grilled zucchini. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this up a little bit, and I'm gonna add a good amount in there. So that'll be my veggie. I'll have the zucchini in there, and I'm gonna use a good amount of that. Then I'm gonna cut up a chicken sausage. So these are the ones that I'm using today. Sometimes I have 1 point chicken sausages. Today I have 3 point ones. So these are 3 points for a link. These are the roasted garlic chicken sausages from Trader Joe's. It's 110 calories for one, and it's got 11 grams of protein. So that'll be my protein. Then I've got a veggie, and then I'm gonna use this as a sauce. So if you guys don't know, I used to always use the cauliflower jalapeno dip from Trader Joe's, and they discontinued it. I'm hoping one of these days they bring it back because I used to buy it pretty much every time I went there. But this is a new dip that we have. It is a caramelized onion and Gruyere cheese dip. It's 3 points for 2 tablespoons. So that's the serving I'm gonna be using. Same as other times when I've used the other dip. You can really use any like cheese-based dip or any creamy dip or like white sauce. It works really well with this, with the chicken sausage and veggies and the pasta. So I'm gonna try this out. I actually haven't used this one before, but I know it's gonna be good with the garlic chicken sausage, the zucchini, and the pasta. So I'm gonna start this in the pot and just get everything assembled, and pretty much all I have to do is heat it up because I just want to melt the dip a little bit and heat up the chicken sausage, which is fully cooked, and just get it hot in temperature, but that's pretty much it. So it really only takes a few minutes to cook and throw together. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. The entire dish is 6 points. It's just 3 points for the dip and 3 points for the chicken sausage. So the hearts of palm is 0, and so is the zucchini. And I'm gonna go ahead and get this started. Okay, so my Hearts of Palm chicken sausage pasta is done. I didn't have any grated Parmesan cheese, which usually I add a point worth of that into here. So this is only 6 points, like I mentioned before. It's 3 points for the 2 tablespoons of dip that I used, and 3 points for the chicken sausage. So zucchini 0 and the Hearts of Palm is 0. I'm trying to get a little bit of everything in this bite. I'm gonna go ahead and try it, but it's still really hot, but let's see. So good every time. That dip works perfectly with it. It's definitely a different flavor because I went more with onion, with an onion seasoning and an onion dip versus the jalapeno that I usually do when I usually use a jalapeno seasoning. But it's such a good meal, tastes so good, and I feel like it's a good filling portion for 6 points. Next up, I'm going to show you guys Hearts of Palm lasagna. Okay, so I'm back with the third Hearts of Palm recipe, and tonight I'm making Hearts of Palm lasagna. I have shared this recipe once in a What I Eat in a Day, but I'm sharing it again. I'm doing a few things different this time, and it's just one of our favorite recipes. This is a dinner that I actually really look forward to. How Adam always wants the Hearts of Palm linguine pasta, I always want this lasagna because I use this 13x9 baking dish, and we get 4 portions, and each portion is usually 8 points, but actually I'm using a different cheese this time, so it's 7 points a slice, but still 7 or 8 points for a giant slice of lasagna is really good. And it uses the Hearts of Palm noodles instead of regular pasta, so it is vegan and gluten-free, and these are the lasagna noodles I'm using. So it's the Palmini brand. This is the only brand I want to say that I've used of the lasagna. I think it's the only one I've seen. For the pack, it's 60 calories. It's got 3 grams of protein. And in the past, when I've done this lasagna, I've only used 1 pack. Today, I'm actually going to go ahead and use 2. I'm going to see how it is because usually when I layer it, it's not like full layers of noodles. So I'm going to cover it a little bit more this time because it's 0 points anyway, and I like to make a big portion of it. So I'm also going to be using 99% lean ground turkey. So I just have a pound here. I got this from Trader Joe's. This is 0 points on Weight Watchers. It's 28 grams of protein for the serving of 4 ounces, and there's 4 servings in here. So actually when I divide it up, you get pretty much a serving, and that is 0 points worth, like I said, but 28 grams of protein. So I'm going to cook up the ground turkey with a little bit of garlic paste. Then I'm going to add in some salt and pepper and some garlic Parmesan seasoning. I'm also going to add a little bit of crushed red pepper. So I didn't do this last time, but I want to add a little bit of spice to it. I feel like having like a spicy meat sauce is going to be really good in the lasagna, and of course Adam wants that. So I'm just going to add a little bit of crushed red pepper to the meat sauce as I make it. And after the meat's pretty much cooked, then I add in a can of diced and no salt added tomatoes. I just strain these so that there's no extra liquid, but then I also add in a can of tomato sauce. This is also 0 points like the can of tomatoes. So I mix those in with the meat, and then that makes the sauce that I have for the layers. So I'll be making the sauce, and then I quickly mix together this ricotta cheese that I'm using. So in the past I just used, I think, the Aldi brand, and this one I got from Jewel. This one's just 2 points less, which actually bumps the slices down to 7 points for 1, which is a quarter of the entire dish. But this has 7 servings in it, and I'm going to use the entire thing. So 22 points for this, and it's just going to add some protein, and it's the main cheese for the dish, which we like a cheesy lasagna, so I'm excited. Then I'm gonna mix in an egg with this and some seasoning, so I'm gonna do a little bit of onion salt. I'm also gonna do some Italian seasoning, and then I think I'll do a little bit more of this garlic Parmesan. I just love this stuff. So that'll be the ricotta cheese layer. So I'll just layer the meat sauce, then the ricotta, the noodles, and then after I finish layering all the ingredients, I'm gonna top it with some light mozzarella cheese. This is from Trader Joe's. The serving that I use is 4 ounces for 7 points. So I just do 4 ounces, it's 4 servings. So each serving of lasagna pretty much has a serving of this cheese, and that's pretty much it. I'll pop it in the oven. Right now I have the oven preheating to 400 degrees, and I'll pop it in there for about 35 minutes. So usually I rotate it halfway, but it doesn't really make much of a difference, but I'm gonna go ahead and get started cooking up the meat. like to crush up the meat so that it's nice and small like this. I just find that it's better spread out in the sauce like that. But I finished up the sauce and then I just let it simmer while I'm finishing up everything else, getting ready to assemble the lasagna. So over here I have my cheese mix, and then I took the Hearts of Palm lasagna noodles out of the package and I just have them on a paper towel and I patted them dry. Okay, so I ended up baking the lasagna for 35 minutes at 400, and this is one portion. Like I said, I cut it into quarters. So I did 4 equal portions. This is one of them. Adam has one, and then we'll each get a leftover portion, which it actually reheats so well. It's so good as it leftover the next day. But this entire portion is only 7 points on WW. So the only things that really need to be counted for it are the light mozzarella on top and then the ricotta cheese that I used. It's 99% lean ground turkey, and then the only other things I added were 0 point foods like the tomato sauce, and egg, and the Hearts of Palm, of course. But that wraps up my Hearts of Palm recipes. I honestly couldn't pick a favorite. Adam, would you pick a favorite? Out of the 3, the lasagna, the pasta, and the fried rice, what's your favorite?
I think my favorite's still the pasta.
Okay. He still loves the pasta with the chicken sausage. I don't know. I really liked the fried rice, but I definitely think the lasagna is my favorite just because I even, like I said, like the leftovers so much. So, anyway, that wraps it up for today's recipes. I hope you guys found this video helpful. I hope you try some of these. If you do, let me know how they are because we love them. The Hearts of Palm, usually I can find at most stores. I usually get them at Aldi, Trader Joe's, Woodman's, Jewel, anywhere I really get groceries from. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.